Hello. Oh. Oopsie whoopsie. Hello.
Hello.
Um.
Oopsie whoopsie.
What is that? What is?
Oopsie
Where's that
whoopsie.
from? That's from something, right?
No.
Okay.
You mean oopsie daisy?
I don't know what that is. Why are you talking about a flower?
Okay, never mind. It's fine.
What? Okay. Why are you looking at me like that?
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome
Whoa,
back.
That was really loud. Hello. How is everyone doing? Thank you for joining us this
you for joining
fine
us today.
afternoon.
Thank you for joining us.
Why are you being?
You told me I was being too loud.
No, I was telling him. No, was I telling him?
You
I
didn't even say anything.
Don't worry about it. Anyway, good morning, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Even though I said good afternoon 10 seconds ago. Today, you can. I'm so sorry. Okay.
Okay.
What are we talking about, Julianne? Huh?
We've never been like that forward before.
Oh, I'm sorry. Ha ha ha. What are we?
Today we're going to talk about social media.
Whoa.
Whoa. Whoa.
Whoa, whoa. Bam, bam. Whoa, whoa. Bam, bam. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I know you love me. I know you care. Anyway, that's a throwback for I don't even know if these kids know this. Like youth. Do they know
Yeah.
about Baby?
I hope so.
And I was like, baby, baby, baby. Ah! Anyway. Okay, we've been talking for like 3 minutes now. Okay. I'm sorry. So yes.
Anyways, we're talking about social media
Social
today.
media.
Whoa. Sorry, I did that last time. And
You
then
did
I'm
do
sorry.
that last
I'm sorry.
Social media. Whoa, that's crazy. So we're gonna talk about like what it is. Talk about talk about how we use social media, how it affects us, and then how to attempt to use it for good.
Mhm.
Mhm. Anyway,
Sorry.
so Julianne,
Yeah.
man, you're going first on everything today.
What does that even mean? What do you mean by what does that mean?
So, what are your personal views about social media, and how does it affect you?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I have conflicting views on social media
Okay.
because I really like it because there are funny videos and
Yeah.
well, okay, it depends on the social media. Like Pinterest, I love Pinterest, and I think that one's fine because it's just like there's nothing. I don't know. I don't you know. Dave's made noise anyway.
What?
You know.
Yeah.
I lost my train of thought, you guys.
So you said Pinterest is good. You think Pinterest
I love
is fine?
Pinterest. I think Pinterest is fine. I don't think. I mean, if you get addicted to it, then but that's with anything. But I think Pinterest is fine for me personally.
Yeah.
Because I just use it for like creativity and whatever. So I think that's fine. The only other one I use is Instagram, and I have conflicting views about Instagram because again, there are funny videos, but then I'm stuck watching videos for like 4 hours, which is incredibly unhealthy.
Yep.
And I tend to use Instagram only when I'm like sad and I don't want to feel my feelings at all. So I just
That's
mindlessly scroll through reels, which is the whole point of why I deleted TikTok. So I'm not really sure what.
I mean, you can find
know?
that kind of thing everywhere though, because there's like
That's true.
Instagram Reels, there's YouTube Reels now, which I didn't even know was a thing.
That was a thing. They're called YouTube Shorts. And I felt like that was a thing for a while.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Right?
I don't know. And then there's Facebook Shorts or
Okay,
whatever.
I don't
that same thing.
have Facebook. I mean, I do, but I don't have
Yeah.
it at all. Anyway, so I don't know. I think social media can be really good to like. I like posting stuff. Like if I do something fun with my friends, like I'll post about it, and it's really fun.
Yeah.
So I think that part of social media is fine, but I think like using it for unhealthy reasons, like mindlessly scrolling or like comparing yourself to other people, I think that's where it's not healthy. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fair statement.
what about you?
Well, I mean I technically have Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, I think. Yeah. Yeah, so I guess maybe I think first we should social media is just like anything that connects you virtually.
Mhm.
And that's like pretty much almost every social also every whoa. There's a lot of social media apps. But there's like I remember I'd never known really what Discord was until winter camp. 'Cause at winter camp they did this like workshop that I was like ministry through Discord or something. It was an organization that went to our winter camp.
Discord?
Yeah, it was like they did like Discord Bible studies and
That's
stuff
so
like that.
I didn't know people like still use Discord.
I didn't even know it was until, or actually, yeah, I didn't know until what it was until camp, and then later when we got back from camp.
I mean, I know people use it like when they play games and stuff.
Well, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Eli, David, Chris,
Yeah.
and I. That's
Played
how
Rocket
we
League.
played Rocket League. Yeah, a couple times. But apart from that, I didn't really know what it was. But anyway, that's not the whole point. The point is, yeah, I don't know, because I don't really post anything like
Mhm.
at all. Like maybe to my like I think the most recent post was of the cat in the front of the house. Yeah,
Kitty.
the neighborhood
Mm,
cat.
What do we
And, like,
what
just,
do we
like,
call him? Melvy.
Melvy.
Melvy. We love Melvy.
Yeah, Melvy. Shout out
He's a
Melvy.
good cat.
Good cat. But like I don't really post much. So I don't know. I was in my previous. I'm not gonna get too much into it, but in my previous relationship, I kind of got scarred from social media. I told you about that, right?
Yeah, remember?
Yeah.
Because I was
Oh yeah. Anyway, that's a story for another time.
Yeah, we won't
But-
talk about that.
But yeah, I don't. Yeah, I mean, I've never really been like a social media guy or person that really cared about likes or really cared
Mhm.
about anything of that sort.
I think it's a
um,
bigger thing for like girls, I think. It's like the
Probably.
posting and likes and comparison and stuff. I think
Probably,
that's
yeah.
bigger.
So I'm very like, I don't know. I'm not. I mean, just like anything in this world, if you're addicted to it or you put it above other things, then yeah, it's a problem. But like, generally, for the most part, I try to not spend as much time on. Because yeah, like you said, you just mindlessly scroll
Yeah.
for like hours.
It's
and you
really
waste your
easy to get
entire day.
addicted to.
Oh yeah,
It's like
yeah.
really easy.
But I kind of like it because my Instagram algorithm. David's stomach just growled really loud. Anyway, my Instagram algorithm is like a mix of like, which I think is really cool for the. Generally, it's like music,
Mm.
like worship covers, and then like those kinds of videos that I sent you yesterday, like
Yeah.
preachers and kind of just like saying stuff.
Yeah.
And so like I generally like stuff like that makes me think or makes me just like
Mm.
think about certain things. So I kind of like
Yeah.
that.
Well, I try to also like I think it depends on the videos you're watching too and like what you use it for, which we will like get into that later, but like I think mine is like a mix of like worship and like not really preaching. I don't have a lot of preaching come up,
Mhm.
but I have a lot of like singing and worship and stuff
Okay.
come up. And then I have like vlogs cuz I really like to watch like those,
Blah.
you know. And then also like cats and ducks. I have so many ducky videos come up on my reels and it makes me so happy. I have, you know how you can like have like little like saved things and
Yeah.
like your own like little like different things.
Yep.
I have a whole ducky thing and it says duckies
Oh,
and I just
really?
like save a bunch of cute duck videos to like
Oh, that's
anyway.
cute.
So yeah. And then I also have like a lot actually mindlessly like stupid
Yeah.
videos that come up.
Yeah.
But I think that happens also like the more I scroll, the more stupid the videos
Yeah.
get, which I think is purposeful.
Well, and that's the thing with social media. As obviously they're trying to get your attention and to keep you on there as much as possible. And then well, I mean, we're gonna get into that on our second category. which is called Temptation and Addiction. And first we're gonna read the Bible, Proverbs 4. Would you like to read it?
Sure.
We're gonna read Proverbs 4,
4.
verse 23.
23.
Go ahead when you are ready.
Okay. Proverbs 4:23 says,
Proverb?
I heard something. I'm
sorry.
Proverbs
Thank you.
4:23.
Acts.
Anyway, Proverbs 4:23 says, keep your heart with all vigilance. Sorry. I just had a stroke. I'm so sorry. Keep your heart with all vigilance, for from it flow.
Can you read? Do you want me to read?
I need you to do it. I'm having so many problems.
Okay, Proverbs 4:23 says, keep your heart with all vigilance, for from it flow the springs of life. So it's pretty much, keep your heart vigilant because springs of life flow from your heart. That's what it's saying. It's just
basically it's telling you to guard your heart.
Yeah. And what is and what does guard your heart mean?
It means guard your heart.
Yeah, that
I
makes
don't know
a
what
lot
you're
of sense,
talking about.
actually, yeah.
That's what I mean.
And that can, because usually when you hear guard your heart, you hear of like being not in part of a certain group or not being around certain people or whatever it may be. However, it's been, I guess, taught to you because there's multiple. I forgot. There's like, what?
I have a stick.
I have a stick. Anyway,
that's all.
Anyway, depending how it was taught to you, whether it was to stay away from a certain group of people or whether it was, I don't know, whatever it is, relating it to social media, is because a lot of the stuff like comparison, a lot of the stuff of what's that word where you want stuff that other people have? What is that called?
Jealousy. David, what is it called?
Envy.
Yeah, envy feeling. Whoa, envious feelings, jealousy, and then not only like that general stuff that happens with social media, it's also other stuff like, at least for me personally, and I'm gonna speak to mine personally, is when I'm like mindlessly watching at like 1 a.m, sometimes I get like paranormal videos. I don't know if that's ever happened to you, but it happens to me all the time where like I'll get one paranormal video.
Oh, and then you can't sleep.
Yeah. And then, well, not that I can't sleep, but it's just that I watch it. Cause for me, growing up, it was always talking about guarding our heart. Yeah. Like I couldn't watch like Harry Potter, couldn't watch like, I couldn't watch The Simpsons or Family Guy, but it was the idea
Did you watch
behind
SpongeBob?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It was the idea behind the fact that, like, at least when it came to like scary movies or anything like that, it was the idea of guarding my heart from opening it to like demonic attacks and stuff like that. Because in Mexico it was very real, and so like for me that's been like not instilled, but for me like I really believe, like, again, this is my personal opinion, that when you expose yourself to like paranormal stuff, that you are opening that door, whether in your heart or whether in your mind, for like paranormal stuff, and that can mess with your, because I mean demons mess with your mind and mess with a lot of things, and so like it'll be, and then if I'm not careful, once a video like that pops up, if I don't like say that I'm not interested in the video or something like that, then I'll just keep getting them and getting them and and then my mind will just be trapped in that kind of stuff.
Well, I think not just with social media, I think with anything, but like whatever you like fill your mind with is going to affect like how you view things. So like the types of videos you watch or the shows that you watch or the books that you read or like whatever, like when you fill your mind with that stuff, you're going to start like thinking about that kind of stuff and like thinking that that's okay, or thinking that whatever, like the more, kind of like how like when you spend more time, we talk about this all the time, but like when you spend more time with someone, you like become like them.
Yeah.
I think the types of things that you're seeing and like filling your life with kind of like becomes a part of who you are essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we have to guard our heart in a way of like are these videos like helping me like become a better person, or are they like feeding my mind with like things that are not good for me and for my faith? Because as Christians, like the whole point, like not the whole point, but like something that is super important is like protecting our faith. And you know, are we like the whole sorry, I just like am dying. Like we're supposed to grow in our faith, and we're not supposed to stay comfortable where we are. We're supposed to grow. And so like we're supposed to do stuff that helps us grow. And so I think as Christians we have to evaluate like what we're watching and like the things that we're doing, and like, is this gonna be helpful for my relationship with God, or is this gonna hurt my relationship with God? And I think the devil uses social media a lot to try to like attack, like you were saying, like paranormal stuff has always been something that you stayed away from. But late at night when you're at your most vulnerable, the devil puts that in your feed. Just like when I first became a Christian, I was still like I wasn't totally an understanding of like salvation and stuff, and just because of the way that I grew up and was thinking. So when I first became a Christian, like I would watch videos late at night, and like literally everything on my feed was like, oh, Jesus is gonna come back, and are you gonna be saved or not? Like you have to do this, this, and this to be saved. Or it was like, oh, if you do this, like you're not gonna go to heaven and you're gonna burn in hell for the rest of your life, you know?
Yeah.
And so I always like that made me really anxious, and I could never sleep because I was like lying in bed like, crap, like I'm not saved, or like shoot, like I'm like like a horrible person or whatever. And I also was struggling a lot with anxiety then too. So it would just make me like really anxious all the time. So again, like the you think that's Hannah?
Pretty sure it is.
Sorry. Man, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh right. But I think the devil can use, and definitely does use, social media to tempt us or like put lies into our minds, especially like with comparison and stuff too. The more we see, like, because you can see anything on social media if you're not careful. Literally anything can pop up. So like you can see, like, especially like as girls, like if you see someone in a bikini and then you're like, oh, they have like a better body than me, and then you start like getting, and then the more like when you see something and like the algorithm knows what you're thinking for some reason, so then like the more you scroll, the more like girls are gonna pop up, and then you're like, oh, okay, I'm just ugly, and then like, you know, so I think, and then the enemy can use that to kind of affect your faith, and then just like your views in general.
Well, see, and that's the other thing that is a very, because I think a lot of it is personal conviction, because
which we've talked about a lot.
Yeah, because everybody has a different relationship with God. Everybody, you know, and the one thing that remains the same with everybody in their relationship with God is the Bible. So, like, you can think whatever you want, but if the Bible doesn't say it, then I'm sorry, but you're just not right.
Yeah.
Right? But anyway, so everybody has their own, like, convictions and struggles and sins and all that stuff. And so for some people, social media doesn't really affect them. Like, social media is just like, okay, I just have it just to connect with people, or to just talk, or to have this group chat, and that's it. Like for example, like for me, Facebook, I don't even go on Facebook. I literally just have it so I used to just have it just so it could be like the family chat, and now I just use it for like Facebook Marketplace, and that's it.
Yeah.
But like for other people, it's really a struggle because I mean, it's just, again, it has to do with personal conviction and what thoughts that certain things can bring to you. Because, like, for example, like for her, let's just set an example. For her, she was just talking about the whole like comparison and seeing like girls and seeing like, oh well, I'm ugly or whatever.
I'm freaking ugly, bro.
But like she's just saying that, right? So like for her, she can say that that's a struggle for her. But like for me, like I don't really care. Like if I if I see like, oh, this guy's a lot more successful than I am, or like, oh, he has more money than I am, I'm just like, it doesn't,
Yeah.
for me, comparison doesn't really
Yeah.
affect me. So that's what I'm talking about, like the whole like personal, and because because there's everything in social media, you can find anything on social media, and also the other thing that you have to be careful with, which I know we've talked about before, is just like in person, when you surround yourself with when a certain group or a certain person that may influence uh, a certain part of you or make you think something else. It's the same thing in social media, where if you rely on other people or other sources to kind of give you like a viewpoint on something that maybe you don't know much about or you haven't done your own research about, obviously if you're interested in it, um, to not let that fill what you want to think, if that makes sense. Um, Obviously, if it's really easy because the algorithm is built to just feed you whatever you spend your time looking at. So like, let's say, I mean, a perfect example is duckies. Let's just say this is like a not a but it's an example of like, if you see a bunch of animals, right, and then you see a ducky and you spend 10 seconds longer in a ducky video than a dog video, is going to show you more ducky videos
Yeah.
than dog videos.
And if you like a bunch of ducky
That too.
videos, they're just gonna keep feeding you ducky videos.
Exactly. And so like, yeah, it might, and then maybe it's one person saying their opinion about something and you're like, oh, maybe they're kind of right, or you spend a little bit more time on that, the algorithm will keep feeding you similar people with similar viewpoint, and will just infiltrate your point of view instead of really basing it off not only in the Bible, but also in what your relationship with God is. Because also, social media creates insecurities that you don't even have, and whether it's in your faith or whether it's a personal insecurity as well. And so you have to be very careful about that kind of stuff. Ideally, through this whole section was talking about like temptation and addiction, because obviously you can get addicted to social media really quickly. And I know, at least for me, growing up, when I heard the word addiction, it was only drugs, and that's how I, because mostly because it was mostly around me most of the time. But that's when I would think it. But addiction is just literally putting something above everything else, and um, with social media, especially, I know it's not. I don't know, because when I was in middle school and high school, everybody was really worried about likes. Like in like when Instagram came out, like everybody was so worried about likes. Everybody's super worried about follows, like and like stuff like that. But I don't know how it is now. Like it seems like people care, but it seems like the people that care are like the older people that are like my age.
Well,
I feel like
no,
the
'cause
younger people don't really care.
people my age care too. Like I remember one
Oh,
time
really?
in like middle school, I remember someone said to me, like they looked at my Instagram and they were like, "You follow more people than they're following you." And I was like,
What?
Yeah.
That's a thing?
I don't know. I guess. They were like, "That's not cool." And I was like,
What?
"Shoot!" And so then I unfollowed a
Shoot,
bunch of people.
bro.
but it's fine. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, like people always, at least
Yeah,
for me
okay.
too, always cared about like likes and follows and
Yeah.
whatever. Like I feel
Yeah.
like there were a couple times where like I didn't have like the right amount of likes or whatever, and I like would delete posts if they didn't have like
delete posts,
yeah, if
that's
I didn't have a lot
crazy.
of likes, I would delete them.
Not crazy, but like that's
Yeah.
interesting. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but it could also be part with addiction. It could also be like like an ego thing,
Mhm.
because like, oh, like if I mean you just said it right now, like, oh, if less than 50 people like this, that means that nobody saw it, or like that means that like nobody likes it, or that nobody likes me, or whatever. Um,
I think that's so funny because I don't think people are actually like, just in my experience, like if someone I know pops up, I like their post. Like I don't even like really
think
think
about it.
about it. Like I'll
Yeah.
just like it. So that's so weird to think that like, I don't know, because when I was a kid, I would like like if people didn't like it, I'd be like, no, they saw it and they just hate me and now they're all gonna talk about it. And like, like that's
Yeah.
so weird that people would think about that, because I wouldn't even, it probably just didn't pop up on their feed if they didn't like it. I don't know.
I don't know.
That's so weird that like that was something people worried about.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just think that's weird.
Yeah. But yeah. So, and then kind of going back to what we read in Proverbs, which is to guard our heart. Is I think we talked plenty, especially in the beginning, talking about like how social media can affect how you view the world.
Mhm.
And not only in like on a social aspect, like the people around you or the people your age. Because I will say like, I mean, I'm 26, and a lot, like probably like about 80%, 80 to 90% of my high school friends are married or have babies, right?
Mm.
And so yeah, like to a certain point, I could look at that and I'm like, dang, like that's crazy. I remember when we were just in high school, like 9 years, 9 years ago. Anyway,
I was in high school 2 years ago. Sorry.
anyway, well, just wait till you hit 9 and then you'll. Anyway, I'm sorry, but yeah, so like, there's like stuff like that, where I could have easily been like, oh, like I need to find a wife, I need to find a kid, not to find a
I need
kid.
to find a kid.
I need to find a wife. I need to have a kid. You know what I mean? I could have easily done
I need
that,
to
and
go find a
I could have not made it about like, in my eyes, like not made it about trusting God that He's gonna bring whoever He's gonna bring at the right time, at the right time of my life, and so, like that's what that, at least for me personally, that's what it means to like guarding my heart, because I could easily not care about all that and just be like, well, I just want a kid because everybody's having a kid. I don't know. Like, it's just kind of stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think like with guarding your heart, because again, it is like social media is not talked about in the Bible at all, because it didn't exist. But so there's no like right answer for all Christians,
Yeah.
But I think, again, what we were saying earlier, like it comes with personal conviction, and if you don't know, like ask God, like what you should be looking at, what you shouldn't be looking at, like what He wants you to be looking at, or what He doesn't want you, and like just ask Him to convict you of certain things, and He will. And then that way you can. That was embarrassing. Anyway,
Nice.
And then that way you can figure out like what's good for you and what's not. And then also don't compare either, because if God tells you something is good for you or something's bad for you, that's what it is.
That's
so
for
like
you.
what is bad for me, it might not be bad for you, and that doesn't mean that I should feel guilty or like, oh man, like I'm less of a Christian because this is hard for me, or vice versa. What's hard for you might not be what's hard for me. So I again shouldn't be like, oh, I'm a bad Christian because I'm looking at this and you're not. Like, it's about personal conviction, and if you ask God to convict you, if you're just like, oh, I want to look at this because it's personal conviction, like, and you haven't actually like asked God about it, like that's different. But like if you've asked God and you don't feel convicted about something, like don't look too much into it, and don't be like, oh no, am I a bad Christian because I am looking at this or I'm not looking at or whatever. Like it's not what that is. Just it's different for everybody. And you should figure that out between you and God, and that's all it is. It's between you and God, and it's nobody else's business. So
and so now for the third one, okay, you can you read now?
I don't know.
We'll try.
I'm gonna try my hardest.
We're gonna read Ephesians 4:29, and we're gonna talk about how to use it for good. And this is gonna be very simple, very straightforward.
The longer one,
but I'm gonna try my hardest. Verse.
I know.
And anyway, I'm sorry. Be very straight, very simple. But I will say it after she reads it.
Let no corrupting talk come out of your mouth, but only such as is good for building up, as it fits the occasion, that it may give grace to those who hear.
So, basic, simple way of how to use it for good. The first few words of that verse: no corrupting talk. What does corrupting talk mean? Talking bad about someone online, cyberbullying, if that's still a thing. I'm assuming that's still a thing, right? Cyberbullying.
Yeah,
still a
I just
thing?
don't think people call it that
Oh,
anymore.
okay. It's called something else, I guess. But using social media to encourage people rather than bring people down.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, to a certain extent, like I think it's good to show like what God has blessed you with. I think that's amazing. I think that's a great testimony. But it's different when you're posing with a private jet behind you and being like, I'm going on a flight. Like, that's different than like posting a picture of a house and being like, oh, God has blessed me with a house or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, there's like there's a line, in my opinion, between because I think it's good. Sorry, I like totally switched. But I think it's good to show people what God has done in your life. And with that, it can be like a house, it can be like a pet, it could be like I'm not telling you exactly how to do it, but it's just like with social media, the intention has to be what is it called? Has to be a genuine good intention to build people, not hurt people and not bring people down. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Cool.
Yeah, because I think, especially on Instagram, like people are so mean in like Instagram real comments. Have you like looked through them ever?
Oh yeah.
Like people
I
are
have
so
seen that,
mean.
Yeah.
And just because like everyone else is doing it doesn't mean that it makes it okay for you to do it either. Don't be hateful towards anybody on the internet. Whether you think what they're doing is right or not,
Yeah.
don't be hateful.
Yeah, I hope you guys got something out of this. Honestly,
I don't think it made any sense. I'm sorry.
I will be praying that something made sense, and that maybe a little bit of more of understanding of what social media is and how it affects certain people.
Right.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Right.
Okay.
We have a question now,
Yep.
like always.
What's your favorite social media video? It could be TikTok, Instagram, Vine for those OGs.
Do you think the youth know about Vine?
I have no idea.
I know Christina
Do you know
does.
about Vine? Then maybe. Does Christina
Eli
know
is,
about
like,
Vine?
an adult. Yeah, Christina does.
Well,
Remember,
yeah,
'cause
but
we
he's-
talked about this like a
he's
couple
still in
weeks
high
ago.
school, though.
Okay, the youth. I mean, like the
Like the 7th graders?
like the middle schoolers. Yeah.
I don't know. I guess maybe we'll find out. Anyway, what's
Tell
your
us.
favorite one?
My favorite is it's the Awa Awa dog.
Oh, that
Pudgy.
the Pudgy. That.
Pudgy. Mm-hmm.
And
But
like-
it's only my favorite. It's probably not even that funny. But Abby and Maddie and I, like probably like 2 years ago, probably like 3 years ago, I don't know. We were sitting in their house at like 2 a.m. and we were just like scrolling through TikTok.
Yeah.
And it came up. And that video at like 2 a.m. was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my whole life. And I think we watched it like 10 times and just kept. It was so funny.
Yeah.
So I think that's why it's my favorite. I don't think it would be as funny right now,
Probably not.
but just like
It's
the
okay.
memories.
Rest in peace, Pudgy.
Pudgy
He passed
died.
away about 2 years by now.
Yeah. It was really sad.
But yeah, it was really sad. No,
Pudgy is so funny. Look up. I think the funny part is when he bites
And it
the.
shakes, his mouth shakes. Yeah.
Okay, what's
Um,
your favorite?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it. Oh, whoa. What was that? I'm so sorry. Oh, just. That's a hard one. I was, when Vine was around, there was so many Vines that are my favorite. But I can't think of one right now. But
We want our ball back.
that's a classic, yeah. It's a-
so funny.
It's a video
Sorry.
of Premier
I feel like
League
we
soccer.
talked about this on a podcast recently.
No,
too.
we
I feel like we
didn't.
did.
No.
Yeah, David says we did.
We did?
Yeah.
We want our ball back. We want our ball back. We want our
So funny.
ball back.
Well, because I had never seen it before, and
Yeah.
David and Hannah just came into the house, and they were like,
We want our ball back. Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway,
Anyways,
thank you. What?
you don't have a favorite video?
I'm trying to think of one. Ah. Oh, you know what's also cute? Not talking about dogs is Nala stomps. You know the stomp.
No.
Okay. It's a guy with the golden retriever, and the golden retriever goes between his legs and her butt popping that way, and then he like moves her legs and she jumps around, and it's called like Nala stomps or Nala bumps, something like that, and he just dances with the dog. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Ow, 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 ow. I'm just gonna start saying that now. Ow, ow, ow. I hadn't thought about Pudgy in a really long time. Ow. Anyway, thank you for joining us today. We will see you on the next one.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.